Cool. All right. Good night, everybody. We're inside the Trini TechCast. This is season 1, episode 1. We are officially finished beta testing, and we are now doing our actual episodes. You can get your link to the podcast at anchor.fm/make it simple TT. I think I should name it to Trini TechCast, but I was testing, so we most likely change it to Trini TechCast. And last week's beta 4 episode would be up, and we will have this one, season 1, episode 1 up this week. So we have 3 topics that we're going to deal with today. But before I do that, let me introduce to you Mr. Redbit himself. Wait now. Why do you call it Redbit?
Why that kind of that kind of random. It was kind of me and another guy. One of my colleagues got a job to do our work, and the person we were dealing with had his own company, and he didn't want to deal with individuals. He wanted to deal with our company. So we had to come up with a name. I left the name up to him. He came up with Redbit. A few years later, he signed the company over to me. And I just wanted Redbit. It had no big significance from my part. I never really asked him what the day was. I just wanted it call for me.
Okay.
Yeah, just Redbit.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, though. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so it had no big significance behind it. But yeah, as you say, we diving into this stuff with Nestle and their whole new hybrid work from home culture. It had we got a little talent too from our Prime Minister in terms of work from home and it not being able to work necessarily.
Yeah.
And I kind of get where you're coming from in terms of the public sector. It might be a little harder to implement there, but Nestle as a private company, they kind of, I'm not sure, I know for sure it have other private companies that have this implemented, but Nestle here on the forefront, they invested heavily into it.
Let me get the article up and let me see what they say. And well, I go down question you, or you go and question me. We will see how it go. Let's see what they say, right? So Nestle Trinidad and Tobago, they believe they're moving in the right direction. The screen probably kind of small for people. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Hope it go to mobile. All right, yeah, it went to mobile. Right, cool. They are trying to inculcate our work culture or hybrid work culture, right? That's what they said. And they recently invested $2 million to the introduction of new plant-based beverage production line and remodeling their corporate workspace. You see that corporate workspace, that kind of buzzword that people will be using a lot these days now. And here's the quote from what's his name?
Jose de la Maza.
Yeah, Jose de la Maza. So one of the hot quotes or the hot takes here is that this new facility embraces a collaborative work culture. We are working smarter to reduce our carbon footprint, catering for 60% of our workforce on site each day. How successful do you think this initiative for Nestle will be? Like, what you think it will be like a success for the average worker?
I think the fact that they invested $2 million into it meant that a lot of consultation and research would have gone into it, in terms of what probably worked before, what might work, some feedback from their current workforce and probably best practices around the world. I don't think you're gonna invest $2 million into something that you don't think would necessarily work, and also they're not really going with a big bang approach, in the sense that everybody gonna be working from home. They're doing it hybrid. 60% of the workforce going to be out each day. So they kind of meeting in the middle to have a little compromise and just for the fact that, it's a hybrid approach, you're not going to ruffle too many feathers, but at the same time, some people every time each week going to benefit from it in terms of, your mental health, not having to spend 3-4 hours in traffic every day,
all right. I take your point. Yeah, here's the next hot take, right? Our head office is fully equipped with intelligent tools that leverage technology so that employees working virtually can be fully connected to what's happening here in Valsain, and the interface between people working at home and people working on site should be seamless. Well, you working from home for 5 years now? 7 years
Nah,
now, longer than that.
2015. How long is that?
That's
7
7 years. Like
years. Yeah,
7 years,
seven
right?
years. Yeah.
You working from home, so you understand the concept of working from home. Do you think that more sectors should come on board? And if Nestle is one of those, how they work from home gonna look? Because I don't work from home, but you do. So
Yeah. I don't think I don't necessarily think everybody could work from home. You know, some sectors it could work, some it can't work, and
yeah,
this kind of approach is probably the way you could kind of test the waters. You know, you're probably not in your company's best interest to just go full blown work from home because yeah, in the pandemic the workers benefited, but it also had a next flip side to it. If
yeah,
your
yeah,
whole
yeah,
workforce home, it are people who not gonna eat in terms of taxi drivers, that are people who dependent on foot traffic, you
yeah.
know, food vendors, malls, that kind of thing. So if come tomorrow, the whole population back home, we could, you know, it's not necessarily going to be a good thing, but in terms of it, it has a lot of benefits for the average worker, you know. So
But
I
then
think,
okay, so let's say that they have 40% should
mhm,
be home, right? So 60% is on the plant and 40% working from home. I am guessing that the 60% that there have to be there because Nestle is a factory, right? So
yeah, yeah,
they have some sort of production line, they have some sort of workers on the, monitoring the machinery and that kind of thing. So the 40% that are working from home, that's like the accounting department, marketing department, finance, where else?
yeah, IT, probably some of the managers, but I think in this $2 million may have also been to automate some of the processes. So you never know if they automated some of the factory stuff, you know, that's
Okay,
going
okay,
on as
okay,
well.
okay.
You know,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
it could be they're bringing new machinery that could take the place of some monotonous human, you know, stuff that used to be going on. You never know.
I didn't think about that, I didn't think about that. Because me, like the average person, when they read that article, they'll think they're paying $2 million to buy laptops, servers, VPN, create a cloud, all of the technical stuff that IT people would normally think about.
Yeah,
But now that you bring that up, they could have automated a lot of this stuff so that, but if they automate a lot of this stuff, that means men losing their job.
it don't necessarily mean you had to lose your job, you know, because some people
uh,
will see work from home, or some people will see automate and automatically think, all right, this person gonna lose the job. But you could retrain and do something else, you know.
all
So it
right.
don't necessarily mean you had to lose your
So
job.
So, in essence, you're telling me if they automate a certain thing, one of the factory workers could be retrained to sit down behind a computer screen and just monitor the levels of the milk inside the tank.
I mean, you never know, you
From
never
a
know.
from a very simplistic view, just to make sure all the viewers out there understand, we
Yeah,
saying, that it could be that the automations that they put in place, certain people could get a reclassification of their job where they monitor the equipment, but they don't have to be there physically to monitor the equipment. So I think, okay, all
yeah.
right.
And
But that's
yeah, I mean, work from home has been a breath of fresh air for me because before that, I mean, I was working 9 to 5 in the office every day. And for me, you know, mentally, you know, traffic, you save on gas, you save on food. But on the flip side, for you, you were in the midst of it in the pandemic, you were forced to kind
yeah.
of go online. So I guess, and I mean, I've heard from teachers and parents that it didn't necessarily work for them. But so how was your experience doing that work from home in your field?
But teaching IT online is a joy. That's
Yeah,
like that's I rather do that than actually go. Actually, no. I like to go to school because I love the physical interaction with my students and thing, and you'll
yeah,
be able to get a better feel of the teaching process. But like all my lessons classes that I teach, all of them
yeah,
virtual, and I will tell you about, I guess, 75% of the joy that I was getting when I'm teaching physically, when I'm teaching online. So because even before the pandemic, I was doing classes online privately. So for me, wasn't a big issue. But for many others,
yeah.
yeah, it had real pain. I was like a go-to kind of. It was like one set of YouTube videos that
You
pop
was
on
the
YouTube.
IT guy, you was the
Yeah,
IT guy in the
almost not just school, like almost to Trinidad. Like I pop YouTube videos about how to use Google Classroom, went on
Yeah.
TTT, do all kind of
Okay,
demonstration,
okay, okay.
all kind of thing went on because it seemed like everybody was believing that it wasn't possible now. And I was like, no, it is possible. People have been doing it, but you just need to refactor what you're doing. The good thing is a lot of teachers would have digitized plenty of their work and their notes, and it have a little spillover where some teachers still using the at least Google Classroom, so you
Yeah.
don't have as much printing and paper and all that stuff to go on.
All
So
right. So you see that's like a hybrid approach. They have the in-person teaching and they supplement it with the online stuff.
yeah,
See, so
yeah,
you
yeah,
don't need to go one way or the other. You could combine them.
yeah. I'm glad for Nestle though. Being a private company, I have no idea why I thought Nestle was part government owned, but I don't know. We could research that another time. But being a
Yeah.
private company and you get an article in the Guardian, that means that somebody inside the PR was like, "Hey, y'all want to cover this or something?" And they got the article out because Guardian ain't going and run around and be like, "Hey, let's go and find companies that are working from home or
Yeah.
something like that." Yeah, so I think that's good on Nestle, and for all the other companies I know that do work from home, I think they should get highlighted to set a kind of example or standard for the public service. The
I
public
mean, you
sector.
could set how much examples you want, you know. It's at the end of the day, is a big
No,
task.
I
A
believe,
big
boy.
part of it is the culture, right?
I
A
believe.
big part of it is the culture in the public sector. For better or for worse, I mean, I know everywhere you go, you're going to have people as generally do the work and whatever, but a big part
Yeah.
of it is the culture, and that's going to be a big undertaking to make sure people actually work from home when they work. Because, I mean, it's not no secret when you go to a government office, it's probably spend half the day at least to get service completed.
Yeah. I did get birth certificates the other day in about 2.5 hours. I mean, I was prepared to spend the whole day, but
Which where you went? I
not
Port
for
of
Spain.
Spain.
Yeah, for
Okay,
Spain.
okay, okay.
And I get it in 2.5 hours. But you had to go from like the logistics was kind of weird because you had to go to one line, walk across the building to go to
Yeah,
another
yeah,
line to
yeah, I
pay, then
remember
go
that.
across to another place. Yeah. That
Yeah,
was
and
tough.
the printed out in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, yes, exactly, exactly. And I was like, wait now, it's a laser jet printer they have in the
Yeah,
background, you
in
loaded,
like two
loaded in the
minutes. So
paper.
it's
Yeah,
like you tell me this process can be streamlined a little bit, you know,
yeah. Can I guess
taking it 2 minutes
better?
to print it, but
Hey, the TikTok live went up to 7 people just now. I feel so proud. All right, it dropped back to 5 now. I was a big up to Nishad Watson, Mikkel, and Ntech 868. I think he's been around for a while. He said he want to make sure that they're working on not on the beach or in a cricket match. Well, that's the government service, yeah.
yeah.
I understand. So that's good on Nestle. Moving on to our second story. So TTPOST. My first question. Okay, let me put the article up first, right? I'll put the
Yeah.
article up first because I had to read this. I had to read this out just to remind folks that on the podcast that you're not seeing it, but I'm going to read it to make sure that you can follow along with the question.
You got this email? I actually got this email, you know.
Well, my first question is, I never get an email from TTPOST in my life. So
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
actually got the email.
I never do
It,
anything.
it went to my spam, but I went and checked and it was there.
So big up to CyberSafe, TT, that's Darren. Big up Darren from long time. They wish to advise that phishing email bearing the TTPOST logo makes you believe that you have a package to collect at TTPOST and that you have to pay $20 to collect. And when you click confirm, you will go to our website that has been infected with malware. I low-key want to click on it and see, right? Oh no, he passed screenshot of it.
Yeah.
Is it looked like is a Indian site because it has you see the writing on top there.
Yeah,
That's like Hindi.
yeah.
And he put you trend micro check warning that pop up. Yeah. I guess when you go to the website, now to me, right? Now a phishing email supposed to like ask you to enter information. So normally when I tell people, well, don't click the link. But if you do click the link, don't put in any information anywhere.
Yeah.
But It had to be a real special browser hijack in this day and age to just click on the link and then it start to pull all the information from your computer or something. So like that, I don't know if that's a thing that happens. It used to happen like with Internet Explorer and thing, but I believe that Chrome and any one of those Chromium-based browsers, they have the ability to block JavaScript running, and you get a pop-up saying that this script whoever wanted to run. But I watch any page, right? And I just saying if I click a TTPOST link and then this page pop up, I think I would turn back really fast. I'll turn back really, really fast.
Yeah.
But when you got the email, did you notice it one time that was a phishing email?
So someone here is asking what we're talking about, right? So we're talking about a phishing email that came from TTPOST, right? So what a phishing email is more or less like a hacker or a scammer trying to impersonate a legitimate company, into fooling you into thinking that, all right, I need some information from you. I need your credit card information. I need you to send some money. I need, they more or less trying to impersonate a legitimate company to get that info from you. So this week here, or probably last week, a lot of people got one with the bearing of TTPost's logo. And, they're saying their customer, you need to confirm a payment at 20 TT and an online verification must be completed. For the average person looking at it, and I mean, it are a lot of people who looked at it and they told me they thought it was real. They clicked on the link and they went ahead. So for the average person looking at it, they would think it's legitimate. They would click on it and they would either probably, some people might realize, get a red flag and realize, hey, this is probably a scam. But some people, and I mean, they play a numbers game. So if they send this out to 10,000 people, they just need one person, 3 persons to actually click on the link and get that
like
information.
the Nigerian prince.
Nigeria. Yeah, and I mean, it does look, I mean, they're getting creative. So this most likely means this person is from Trinidad.
When I teach when I had to teach this in class, right? We've actually create a phishing scenario and put it in our WhatsApp group and see all the children that actually click on it now. And I'll have to tell them, I'll be like, all right, well, you come up with something that you think that a student will want to click on and they won't think through the process now. So they were like, so put something about CXC timetable release. And I was like, wow, you kind of smart. I better watch you. So we create a whole web page using HTML, CSS, and thing to make it look like, well, recreating CXC website wasn't exactly, a task, right? So we copy the code from the website and we basically put it in, edit it, and then send out the link. And then when we put it in some of the class WhatsApp group, some of the children legitimately clicked on it and they logged in. So they put in a username and a password. And I was showing them on the back end how we could just pull in all that data now. And they in total shock that you could do that. I was like, yeah, but the key is you got to make it believable. And from this TTPOST thing, it looked legit. Even down to the download on Google Play and App Store on the bottom right hand side, TTPOST have an app.
Yeah, they try. But even if, even though it looks convincing, it have a few things they could look out for. Most times it is the from email address. The from email most times have nothing to do with the actual company. And if it does, it will also have a
like
string.
One letter, or some kind of thing after.
That doesn't have nothing to do with it. And most times as well, a legitimate company would address you by a name, not their customer or their, they'll say their Redbit or their Andre. They make it simple. They will already have a name. They'll need to collect that information.
Or they say, hey, dear friend, hi friend.
Yeah.
You can look out for that too. If they say, hi friend, we have a package waiting for you for 20 US, 20 TT. I think the way that they crafted the email is good, but we can't see the I don't know if you could check your email and see it. You probably deleted it already. Or it probably went to his spam.
No, I've it there.
Oh, was the from address that they have?
Too long.
Too long. Yeah. Once you see the from just real long, like I
It's
remember.
it's TTPOST at yt-google.com.
Okay.
They try something.
yt-google.com. Way. Why? Where people might see the google.com and think it's legitimate too, you know.
Yeah, they come, they
Because I
try.
see my aunt and them get catch a few times with well, my aunts and them trained well. As soon as they see something suspicious, they just call me one time and be like, yeah, well done. I trained you well. Because they might see Microsoft.com.co and they'd be like, why it have .co at the end? I'd be like, yeah, that's exactly what you had to look out for because it could say Microsoft.com, but it might
Yeah,
have .co. So that phishing email, I don't know. I don't know if it was successful to the point where a lot of people got caught, or if it was to just install malware on
yeah.
a
I
computer.
mean, you could click on the link in our VM.
I ready to
we know,
I
we
ready to
know,
click on the link, you know.
we know. I think it has some malware that could cross VMware into your. I think so.
Uh, um, I heard about it, but I never experienced it because most of the anytime we do hacking stuff in school, I was always do it from a flash drive.
Yeah,
So as it's a bootable Linux now. So once you unplug, it'll just reset. So you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, that VMware thing, yeah, I heard about it already. It's very possible. Or it could hijack your account. That'll be the sick one. Because if you put in your Google account and your Google account will end up getting hijacked if you don't have
yeah,
two-factor on. But I mean most people have I can't say most people have two-factor.
nah, no, most people don't
Yeah.
have it.
A lot of people just be like, nah boy, that two-factor thing is real pain.
Yeah, most people come to me and say they get hacked. You ask them if that two factor one. Nope.
Yeah. I guess so. But on a normal, right? TTPOST just send emails?
I
Like,
think so. Yeah, like if you do the prepaid package with them,
yeah.
I
Yeah, you
think
got an emailing list.
I think so.
Or what do their emails consist of? Like promotions about free mail this weekend or like
Like for me, like when I renewed my passport, you had to buy the prepaid package. So
right. Yeah.
when it was dispatched, they send you an email. But it don't even have the TT Post logo on it. I'm looking at it here. It don't have it.
But right.
And
So
I think the email was actually from immigration and not TT Post. Yeah, so I never got a TT Post email.
that's the first thing I wondered. Like if I see an email from TTPost, I go and wonder when did TTPost get my email? And secondly, what TTPost have to email me about? Unless they have like a what promotion TTPost could have that I would care about? That's my question.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you see, if they send me one and it come from Flow or Digicel and tell me that my bill payment didn't go through, please click here to update your bill payment. I could see
Yeah.
myself wondering, wait now. Well, that not making sense because every month Flow sending, not every month, like every week Flow, Digicel and them sending email about all kind of thing. And I just had to be like, no, all I want to know about is when I send my online banking payment, it get applied. That is all.
Yeah. You don't pay for a credit card?
Now I had as a recurring payment on my
Okay,
online
okay.
banking. So all them things is just when it comes to online banking, I am the most organized man in life, you know.
Yeah.
Like on the 28th of the month, everything not the 20th, on the first of the month, everything will just fire off. So
And get paid.
my account does go from wet to dry really
Yeah.
fast, really fast. Like, and then from the second, you'll see, cool, everything get paid, everything gets in. But sometimes some of them companies they just change their accounting system or some kind of thing, and the account number that you used to use, you had to put like a
Don't know.
dash inside or you put a zero or some kind of thing. So I experienced that a few times when them tell me my bill and get paid. And I was like, but no, my thing's firing off every month. So when I
Yeah.
check it out, they put a new system in where you add a zero or some kind of drama like that. Somebody on TikTok was and tech was saying he got an Amazon one saying if you made a purchase of 100 US and if you want to verify your credit card What?
That kind of obvious. That
but,
real
but,
obvious.
but coming from Amazon, so you're putting a credit card information,
Nah, you gotta look who it from, the address, who the address it has.
Yeah, and you
So
say
yeah.
people still afraid to put their phone number online. I don't
I
think
don't,
I'm afraid to put my phone number online because it day long time.
yeah, my number online. If you know it,
Yeah,
look it online.
yeah, that day long time, and
And if you
Amazon
know my
after that.
name, you could find out everything about me. If
It's
you
good.
Google my name.
It's very possible. It's very possible. Like
Yeah.
it's really more about defensive security than offensive. Because like saying that you're not going to put information on anymore, that is almost like you're fighting a not an uphill battle, now you're fighting a upside down battle. Like you can't
Yeah.
climb that.
Yeah, I
There
mean,
was
being on social media, it kind of hard.
Right? There was once I was teaching an adult class and I was showing them things about social media and whatnot and opening their eyes to all the stuff that going on. And one of them was like, "Sir, I want to scrub myself from the internet." I was like, no, no, no.
Not possible.
You ain't gonna get anywhere if you try to do that. Trust me. What you could do is manage what you share so
Yeah.
that you would not be able somebody wouldn't be able to create trends about you. But anytime you're sharing location and everything that you're doing, that is when you're in a dangerous place. That when you're in a
And I
dangerous
mean, some people, they still might be unsure about email. So this website that Darren shared here, Trend Microcheck, you could copy
Yeah.
the link, put it there, and it'll let you know, hey,
I'm gonna open it up at any
this is most likely a scam.
the Trend Micro is a browser extension. Oh gosh, now
Yeah.
we reach our next stage of okay, what is an extension? All right. So
A
I go and click
plugin.
on it.
Yeah.
All right. So when you go to it, it will show you this. Right. That's not. I'm gonna share that one. All right. So for those of you all listening, I just showing them how to add the Trend Micro plugin to your browser. All right. So there's the browser extension here. What it does is every website you go on, it will do a check on it, and if something is wrong, it will pop up on the bottom right hand side. But the good thing about it is a browser extension, so it's not really going to bog down your computer as if you install like Norton or McAfee or something.
Mm-hmm.
So browser extensions, even though they will take up a process in Chrome, it ain't really hurt your life too much. So you might put that on, and it should help you to scan a website if you're not too sure, or if you're not too you're not
Yeah. And I
you're not
mean,
feeling confident.
some people might, they might wonder how these people get my email address in the first place to be emailing me, you know? And most times is data leaks, data breaches, or you probably put your email in a shady website and they sell your information.
Yeah, it was sold as a commodity because it has
Yeah.
sweatshops in some of these countries where their literal job is to sit down and create bots to send out things to emails
Yeah.
based on how vulnerable they think you are.
Sometimes you have some websites where you do surveys to collect your information. You do a survey on a
Oh yeah,
product.
yeah,
You
yeah.
give it.
And Facebook used to do that in a big way where you go and play them
Yeah.
little Facebook games and thing. What
Yeah.
kind of monkey are you, or what kind of ice cream will you be, and them kind of thing.
Yeah, they just
Yeah,
collecting your data
I
and
was
probably go
collecting
and
in the
sell it.
background. Probably, yeah, not probably, no. They sold it and they're happy now. And poor Mark had to go in front of Congress and be like, "Well, we have partners. We don't know what they do with the data." And we're like,
Yeah.
"What? One by Mark, boy." Anyhow, so that's our second topic. Third one for the night is well, I call it the Tacarigua Internet Cafe, but it's actually called the Tacarigua Community Center. So let me just put this one up and let me get we will take all the hot takes from it, but I want to make sure that we read it out first and be very, very clear. There's a new community center for Tacarigua they were building this before the pandemic, right? I'll just let you know that this was not a response to the pandemic. It was being built before the pandemic. Residents of Tacarigua and environs will not only benefit from a training room, a kitchen, a gym, and high-end lighting fixtures from the new community center, but also a state-of-the-art ICT access center. The center cost $18 million to build,
Oh
right?
my
But
God.
it have a no, it have a gym. It have
Okay.
they're using a Bowflex, and it have a kitchen and state of the art lighting, right? I don't
Okay.
know, and of course it's a building. Probably have central air
Yeah,
conditioning, all whatever,
okay.
right? $18 million.
Now I saw that and I thought the ICT part of it was 18. Then I
Oh,
realized
oh.
it's a whole. All right,
Well,
good, good.
wait till I get to the picture of the computer. We'll talk about that. I ain't show you that yet, right?
Okay.
So she said the centers will provide underserved or ICT excluded communities with internet access, free printing services, access to government services, information, and online educational training resources which allow the residents to continue their education and build skills and competencies. She said, I quote, "The internet opens a window of opportunities for residents in a community. You can do Zoom meetings, take classes online. So I want the people of Tacarigua to make full use of this community center." End quote.
I mean, I could see the intention good, it's a good, but at the same
Now,
time,
it, okay, I don't know what to say. My real question is why? Okay, let me put it this way.
you
Every
show the computer. Let
all
me
right,
see how
I'm
the
gonna show you the
computer
computer.
look.
It kind of blurry.
You can describe it. Describe how it look.
Yeah, we'll describe it. I'll describe how it look for the people on the podcast. But it's a real blurry picture because I basically had to take it from our Facebook post where the
Okay.
But anyhow, there
Not
are
bad.
three things that you can notice here. It's a Lenovo computer for sure, because Lenovo have them kind of keyboards with the blue and thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a headset, they have a webcam, and this is not Windows. This is not Windows. You can clearly see some sort of proprietary taskbar,
Yeah.
and it have like a apps button thing, and that means they have proprietary software on it for people to use. More than likely, but I've seen Chrome and I've seen like Microsoft apps or whatnot. So I don't know if it's a skinned version of Windows or some kind of thing like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're encouraging people to come here to use this computer for access to the internet.
I mean, I saw it have there's a percentage of the population that probably don't have access to the internet. In I mean, not necessarily via mobile, but on a working computer. So they would
Yeah,
speak to those people, but
but then why are we mobile optimizing websites for? So this is for the non-mobile optimized government websites.
now I mean, like for the
Uh,
the one use case I could see for this is like probably those, but again we're not in an online learning environment again, but it would have been a good thing during the pandemic for those students who don't necessarily have access to not necessarily internet, but a device that could access the internet, they could do the work, that kind of thing. It would have been a good use case during the pandemic. Now I'm not so sure. I mean, it might have some students that would use it to probably do research, but knowing students, they probably wouldn't.
I no. I try my best to ask the question, what can it realistically do, right?
Yeah.
What can it realistically do? So they free printing services, you could go and print whatever documents you need to print to hand up. I'm not too sure because most students now they have to submit documents online via their Google Classroom, right? So printing services sounding like you're printing the government forms, the PDFs that you get on the website to fill out, and then you fill out the form and then you go and submit it to the government office because they can't accept it
I
via
mean,
email.
if it has given you a free fall in terms of printing, yeah, it will be a big score because for me, when I was going to school and whatever, your assignments, that's 30 pages, 100 pages. If they're allowing you to just print.
What? All right, tell me which degree right now requiring you to print out 30 pages.
Well, like for me, when I did a master's, for my master's, you had to
When you
do
did
a
it, when you did the masters,
I finished in 2018.
and you had to submit it on the
Yeah,
thesis
and
on paper.
yeah, 2 copies. And you had to submit it soft copy as well. Cause one copy has to go in the library.
Uh,
this is UE. One
Yeah,
copy
yeah,
has to
yeah,
go in the
yeah,
library
yeah.
for them to for kind of historical
Yeah,
purposes
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah, yeah.
reference and thing, and another
Right.
copy is go to the lecturer for them to mark it. So
All right.
yeah, that's like
Free
400.
printing services.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. Access to government services. So that is for you to go on that computer to fill out the form for your passport, not your passport, your birth certificate, your ID card, things for TT Connect or whatnot. They go there and you sit down and somebody gonna guide it. Well, we'll get to the somebody part just now because the maintenance of this,
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to know if there's going to be a trained technical assistant, whatnot, who gonna be there to be like, hi, what did you come to do? You come to watch YouTube videos, or like you come to print, or you come to do a Zoom call, a Zoom meeting. Now I could see if you're home and your internet is trash
Yeah.
and you had to do a special meeting, you could go and say, all right, I need to use the computer because I have a Zoom meeting to log on to. You go on the proprietary. I feel it's Chrome OS, you know.
Or you could go rituals or Starbucks.
um yeah. So you go there and you're like, I want to do a Zoom meeting. You use the headphones, you use the webcam that they have there, which looks like it's a Logitech C120 720p camera that will probably have you looking like a potato. But I
I mean,
glad I don't know. I just find that if you want people to move forward technologically, then letting them come to a place which is like an internet cafe, I find that's just feeling like a step back, boy. I just find that feeling like a step back where it might be better to train people. Say, all right, everybody come with your phone. If you want to register for something online, bring your phone. We'll connect it to Wi-Fi, and then we'll walk you through the process and show you how to submit it and that kind of thing, and empower you a little more now. That centralization of a lab and that kind of thing. That is 2020, like 2005 kind of internet cafe kind of vibes. And like, hey, we're going by internet cafe because we need to access the internet to do our research for whatever we have to do. It's almost like the computer lab in a university. Like everybody just walk with the laptop and connect to Wi-Fi. Like hardly anybody gonna go into the computer lab to say, well, I'm gonna go there to do my work, because you should be decentralized and using Wi-Fi more. But then,
I mean, well, at least when I was there way back when, however long that was, they had certain software on the computers that you wouldn't necessarily have on your laptop. So that is
right?
one case.
Okay, what software they are going to have here?
I
That
have no
was
idea.
a browser, a browser. How to be a browser?
I have no idea.
I don't know. But let me see if what will happen, if it will become one of those places that end up getting neglected and run down and the T for the computers.
Yeah, and I mean, I hope they would have done their research, because it said their goal is to serve the underserved places. So I hope they
Right,
did their
yeah.
research and analysis and found that Tacarigua was one of those places that were underserved. I really hope that's the case, and not somewhere like Cijas or
Toko
Coco.
or some
Yeah,
kind of thing,
I
yeah.
really hope that research was done, and
Because we live in the east, and it have light poles with cable wrap up all over, every service provider is available on the east west corridor.
Yeah,
For the
I
most
just
part.
hope that is what the decision was made on, because I mean, yeah, you could knock them, but if it's genuinely a move to empower people who really do have access to it, like some of the places on the outskirts, yeah. But I mean, if they really did the research and Tacarigua came up as one of those places, okay.
Okay. We'll just leave that right there. I tell you, I real good. I real good. Thank you very much for listening to the podcast. All those of you online, and to the few people that are on YouTube watching, and the people that are on TikTok. Those are our three topics. So just to recap, we handle Nestle working from home, TTPOST spam email and a Tacarigua community center with an ICT access center that I would like to call an internet cafe. And we'll leave it at that. So, any last words before we close off today?
Nah, I just looking forward to see. I mean, I'll probably give it a visit when they actually open up, And who knows, you could probably do a video, review some of the.
It open. Let we go. Ribbon cutting thing, The ribbon cut. Yeah, the ribbon
See the specs of the PC, test the internet speed, Yeah.
Yeah.
To get them a little review.
Anyhow. All right, anchor.fm/make it simple TT. You'll see the podcast there. Subscribe, share with your friends and family and all the people that actually care about technology that are around you. Let them know that two Trinis know how to talk about technology with a high degree of competency. And it's not just about Android versus iOS. It doesn't have to be that way. Yeah. There are many other things that we could talk about. Right, so we'll check you again every Sunday night. We live from 8 on YouTube and on TikTok. And somebody on TikTok will say, hey, just in time. You're just in time for the closing prayer. Are we just in time for? You'll probably want to go and check the podcast. So you can check the link in my bio. I'll send you the link. You have a link in bio thing on TikTok.
Yeah, I have one, right. But I don't I don't do my own, but for now, I have one.
Yeah, I have a custom one because I didn't like how LinkedIn bio was. Linktree, I didn't like how Linktree was treating me when you had to put links on thing. He laughed. All right, Ben Niles, I will see you next week for sure. All right, so check us out on TikTok. You are who on TikTok? As I was throwing it to you there. You are.
Oh, Redbit Tech. Redbit Tech on TikTok.
At
Redbit underscore tech, yeah.
At Redbit underscore tech. Yeah. I am Make It Simple TT, or if you want to say Make IT Simple TT, whichever one you want to say, it's purposefully put that way so you won't know which one to say, so that you'll come and ask me after. Is it Make IT Simple or is it Make It Simple? And check out our TikTok videos on a weekly basis. Sometimes we end up covering the same video, and sometimes we cover totally different things because it's a wide world of technology out there, and you should know about it.
And I mean, even if we do the same thing, it's a different take. You might have a different angle. I might have a different angle, So most it's not necessarily the same.
Yeah, most definitely, because he's for the people and I'm for the geeks. So let's just put it out there and make it clear. All right, cool. So we got there, y'all. Have a good night, and I am going to click end now. Oh, we got to stop the Audacity too. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, later.
Yeah.
All right, we out.